Alright folks, what is up? This is One Big Bug and I'm coming at you with Euro Truck Simulator 2. And the first thing you're probably saying is, Bugga, what happened to your paint job? Well, as you can see, I actually found a pretty good skin. I'm usually not one that's big on company logos, any company logo. But this Alienware one, I don't know, I just kind of like it. It's not because just the back mural. I like the V8 on the side and the front of the truck. I don't know, just the way it says Alienware across that with the little alien at the end. It really looks nice. I just kind of liked it, and I haven't found a better skin other than this for man. So I just decided to pick it up. I'm not promoting Alienware. I'm not being sponsored by Alienware all of a sudden. Nothing like that. Although if they want to, you know, send me a message on YouTube. I'll get back to you. Uh, but no, I just found this and I liked it, like the white stripe, the V8 and all that. So this is what I've decided to run with. Now, I don't remember. Oh yeah, it shows the 29-ton bulldozer. Okay, the fast delivery. Oh, no, 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 no! Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Not that I've picked up the load yet, but, just let me out. That's all I care about. Let me out. Oh god, the truck's trying to turn, which means we don't get to go anywhere. Hooray. A lot of stuff I could talk about today. Probably won't. Maybe tomorrow. Um, One thing I will say is that our imminent homelessness is no longer imminent. That is a good thing. Um, that's part of one of the things I won't talk about right now. Can I make it? Yes, I can. Oh, and I want to go this way. Okay. For some reason I thought it was... Well, I could have gone straight. It wouldn't have mattered. But, we were told that we can stay. I can now come into the house, into the main body to do what I need to do, blah, blah, blah. So my wife and I are staying, but it's not permanent. We still want to move out. It's just now that we're not being forced or rushed, we are going to take our time. We have applications out there. We've been approved for two, not one, but two low-income housing places. We're waiting to hear on anything else. And we can just take our time and look. And we can wait. And eventually we will find something. Because, now I can find someone that will keep my dog. I can keep my dog. Which I also find quite important, as I've mentioned before. Oh, making it sound so casual. It's not. It's a big deal, honestly. But there's some stuff about all of that that I'd like to talk about that I'm just not going to do right now. It's too late at night. And I would most likely have a inclination to become passionate about it. Start talking louder. Didn't do that. Yeah, we're towing a large trailer, oversized load, and overweight. Or at least what I would call overweight. So yeah, we want our Lights on. And I think that's why I'm making it sound so casual, you know, is because, that's an interesting trailer. The first one there, being told by that Mercedes. Volvo, sorry. I think that's why I'm making it sound so casual. I'm keeping myself impassioned about it because I really feel a desire to want to say something, to talk about it, about how I feel and the things that are going on, the things that were said, and how they were said. It's just too late at night for that. If I'm smart, I do it tomorrow when my wife's nurse shows up, because then I'll have a good hour or more even to talk, where I can be, if I become impassioned about it for any reason, then it's okay, because, well, I don't know about okay, but it won't cause more trouble. At least it shouldn't. Some things I can talk about is, I still am very unforgiving. I forgot to load the 64-bit version again, so I'm getting all these little micro stops as things load, because it's not taking full use of the memory. I always do that. But I remain, for the large part, unforgiving of my mother-in-law for the treatment of myself and my wife. I remain, although you don't see it on the outside, on the inside I remain fairly angry, in all due honesty. I kind of feel bad because earlier today my wife asked me to bring our house phone to her mom so that she could make a call, because somebody left a message for her. And I held the phone in my hand after she handed it to me, and I sat there and stared at it for, well, before I go into that, you know what else could be wrong with my computer is I haven't cleaned it yet, and it could be heat issues. It doesn't help right now that, you know, one of the windows in this room is closed, doors closed, it's very overcast, cloudy, and when that happens, this room gets warm, and I know my computer's dusty. I haven't cleaned it all month, and I need to. I don't know if I'll do it before I get a new can of air, because I still have one, and I still got a fair amount in it. But I'll need a new one, so I don't know if I'm going to do it before I get a new can of air or after, but whatever the case may be. Anyways, what I was saying is, when I was given the phone, I kind of sat there and I was staring at the phone, and I didn't want to bring it to her. Not because, in this one, not because I was malicious and like, no, I don't want to do anything for her. I didn't want to be near her. I didn't want to have to interact with her. I didn't want anything to do with my mother-in-law. And it wasn't just not bring her the phone. It was just, I didn't want to help or be beneficial in any way, because it meant interacting with her. Bastards brake checking me. I knew it. I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was happening. I had the room to slip in. The other car had backed off, but the second I pulled in behind him, the AI went, I'm going to screw him over. Excuse you? No. The AI went, I'm going to screw him over, and it just slowed that truck down. It automatically put the brakes on that truck. And it kept braking. That truck came almost to a complete stop before I hit it. Would not have happened in the real world, because somebody towing a 29-ton bulldozer would have actually tried to overtake a bobtail running truck. But still. Anyways, going back to what I was saying, I just didn't want to interact with my mother-in-law. We have had zero interaction since the news dropped that we don't have to leave. I don't talk to her, she doesn't talk to me, we don't even look at each other. Me, it's out of anger and a strong dislike. For her, I don't know. But like, when I've gone out to cook a couple times already, she's completely left the room. She's gone to take a shower, didn't come back until I was finished. When I had to go help my baby niece when my brother-in-law was in the room, set up her Minecraft on her new computer that she got for her birthday, I walked in the room, my mother-in-law was there, and my mother-in-law made a beeline for the exit and just walked out. There was no anger, there was no malice, there was no nothing. I hypothesize that she's actually ashamed. She's ashamed of what she did, and there are reasons behind that. I'm almost tempted to like save this, stop it, and load the 64-bit version, because these little micro loads are killing me. But it really just kind of feels like she's ashamed of what she's done, or at least how she's acted. But that's speculation only. Speculation only. And the reason I speculate about that is because when my wife was told this, and this was over the weekend, I believe it was a Saturday, when my wife was told this, it was not her mother that told her, although she was present. It was my sister-in-law, my wife's sister. She stood there and said, now this is what my wife told me, I was actually asleep when this happened, so this is kind of third-hand information, so if I mess anything up, I apologize. As I was told, my sister-in-law stood there and said, we don't have to leave, we just can't have the anger, we don't want you to go, we want you to live here. And my mother-in-law, yeah, I see the exit coming up. Don't freaking brake check me, you son of a bee. My mother-in-law sat on the couch and just nodded along with the whole thing. So, to me, that lends a lot of credence to, oh, you guys are probably having a hard time hearing me up to this point, huh? I apologize again, I forgot to turn my microphone up. I love this headset, man, but there's so many quirks to it. So you should be able to hear me better now. I don't know how long the video's been. Not too long. But if you've been having a problem hearing me up to this point, I'm sorry. I wish I could turn it up higher, but I can't. I can't adjust the in-game volume level, which is rather annoying. Well, I mean, I can adjust the in-game, but I can't adjust, like, I can't turn my microphone up on the computer. I can't adjust the level on the computer. It's frozen to 0. It's all done by here, so what I have it set on now is the maximum amount. Whatever the case may be. Oh, nice big freeze. But yeah, that lends a lot of credit to what I was saying earlier. I think that my sister-in-law had a hand in bringing around us being thrown out. It's very, very possible now that, again, I don't know 100%. It's speculation, it's guesswork, but it's just how I really feel. And the fact that my sister-in-law stood there and said everything while my mother-in-law said nothing and just nodded just really leads me to believe that it's shame and that my sister-in-law had a hand in it. So I keep interactions to a minimum at this point. I don't say anything to anyone other than my wife, my niece, my nephew, if when he comes here, my brother-in-law, not my wife's, not my sister-in-law's husband, my actual brother-in-law. That's it. I don't talk to the other three if I don't have to. That's not to say that I'm like discourteous or completely like I'm not doing anything. I'm actually trying to be more courteous. You know, I'm trying to think a little bit more, do a little bit more. Oh, I was well through that light before that could have given me a ticket. I tell you, man, you don't realize the difference when you're playing the 64-bit version until you forget to load up the 64-bit version. I mean, it still has some load lag and all that, but not nearly as bad as when running the 32-bit version. But anyways, going back to what I was saying. When it comes to like feeding the dogs now, I don't walk through the kitchen and I don't use the sink to do it. I take my little dog's bowls outside, walk around the house, grab big dog's bowls, take them to the faucet on the side of the house, wash them up, put water in them. I drop off my big dog's water bowl, and then I take the food bowl and my little dog's bowls back in the house, fill up the food, leave my little dog's bowls here, and take my big dog's food out around to him in the front. Might as well put my lights on. And then I come back in the house. I at no time walk through the middle of the house to feed the dogs. And I don't know if I ever will again. Again, that's just to minimize interaction, but like I said, I'm still trying to be courteous. You know, I'll give you another example. Today, it was really windy, and there was a canvas that my sister-in-law and her husband were told they need to take down. They put up a little pavilion, makeshift pavilion tent for my niece's birthday, and you know, it's just basically plastic piping, plumber's piping. What was it called? PCV pipe? Yeah, PCV pipe. I think that's it. That was set up. And then a big, just a really big canvas was put over it, plastic canvas. And it was really, really windy today, and it was said that it was going to be windy today, so they were told to take down the canvas. And I'm going to hit the guardrail. I had to make sure my lights were on. Don't do that. Okay, I didn't hit the guardrail. Man, some of the things I do must be very jarring to you guys. I'm sorry. But anyways, I looked outside because I heard the canvas rustling around, and I saw that part of it, a little part of it had tipped over. Not the pavilion itself. The canvas had flipped back, had broken loose from whatever it was tied to, and was flapping around a little bit, but no big deal. A couple hours later, I went outside. I forget for what. I know I'd taken my little dog out, but I was doing something else. And I turned around and I looked, and I saw the canvas completely off one side, and the way the wind was blowing had blown it all the way off the pavilion, and was basically blowing it like a huge flag. It was only attached by a couple ropes and a few zip ties, so chances are it was going to pull off. And I stood there for a second staring at it, and then I said to myself, yeah, okay. And I went over and I broke the zip ties, untied the two ropes that were left holding it, and bundled it up and tucked it under the house so it wouldn't blow away. You know, when things were going on, not only would I have not done that, I would have hoped it broke and blew away, which would have been cruel, honestly. But the other thing is the old me might not have actually done anything about it either. I might have just looked at it and said, well, it's their problem. So I'm trying to be a little more courteous, a little more helpful, and a little more mindful, just to help keep tensions down. And to be honest, I'm someone who can be straight when it comes to things like this. It is helpful. It's something I probably should have been doing all along. I don't know if I'll continue doing it, not because I don't want to, but because I tend to fall into a routine of just being lazy and unthinking about certain things. So I'm not 100% sure if that'll happen, but it's something I should have been doing all along. It's something I should continue to do. It's something I will continue to do as long as I remember, and hopefully it'll help things a little bit. As my main concern right now is my wife. That's it. She has been caught in the middle of her family and me ever since I stepped on this island. And for 15 years, she's been having to deal with them, talking about me talking about them, and all the tension and fights and things that go on. And if there's something I do they don't like, they don't come and tell me. They tell her to tell me. So I'm hoping that being more mindful, especially after everything she's had to go through these past couple weeks with this whole, gonna throw us out thing, that'll ease tensions there. She's already dealing with enough. She doesn't need to deal with more. Dude, given half the chance, this is a bad idea. But I just felt I was safe there. And yeah, I could have been wrong, but I felt I was safe because a car hadn't come in a long time. And usually you can time when a vehicle is going to come. You can just be driving along and you'll see a car go by, you drive a little bit, another car goes by, drive a little, and you kind of get the timing because the game works in averages. Okay, a car needs to go by about this time a car needs to go by, this often, this many minutes, this many seconds, this, So if you haven't seen cars in a long time, chances are you're not going to. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Yeah, my concern is to try and ease my wife's burden at this point as much as possible. Especially now she's really sick. She's still stressed out. She's still upset. She's kind of let her health go a little bit. And I'm not mad about that. I am a little scared because letting her health go for her has very dire consequences if it goes on too long or if the wrong thing happens. So it does scare me, but I'm not angry about it. Just trying to think of what else I was going to say about that. But I can understand because I've been, kind of the same way. A lot of the trips to McDonald's that we've had this month is because I drove. So obviously I was like, okay, I'll go. Can't blame her for that, can you? No. But now as the new month rolls in, I'd actually really like to start focusing on getting things straight. Paying bills, paying our credit cards down as much as humanly possible without using them, making sure our credit's clear. And even if we have only a little bit money left, we have a little bit money left, and then maybe we can tuck that money away. I have concerns about my car, needing brakes and stuff at some point. And I want to address those concerns. So, and it's been hard, man. It's been hard, Having that PayPal credit, it's so difficult. I mean, I've been waiting and wanting GTA 5, and now it comes out, and all that it's happened, I know I still really, really want it, and I have PayPal credit, and I can just go and buy it and pay it over time, but I keep telling myself every time I look at it, no, no, you've got stuff to pay down. If you're going to get it anytime soon, at least try and wait for the Steam Summer Sale and see if the price comes down even a little bit. Steam Summer Sale, by the way, is not that far away. So, it's been tough. It's been real tough. And I don't fault anyone who's in a situation like me and my wife are in, that crack and go buy stuff. I just went poking around Finger Hut for the hell of it because my wife had gone there and was talking about a little bit, and you can apply for credit on Finger Hut, specifically Finger Hut Credit. And I looked at it and I was tempted to try because, well, you can get electronic things there. I could get a new monitor. There's all kinds of cool and neat stuff that I could buy from there. And I had to tell myself, nope, I've got too much invested in credit already. I can't afford to really invest more. Not if I want to save money. To be honest, having your credit cards completely 100% clear is not actually the best thing to do from what I understand. Having a balance and continuing to pay that balance off helps increase your credit. Not just, sorry brother, I need to take up the road here. Having the cards, having a balance and paying them, showing that you can do that will make for better credit. That big 650 engine. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. That's okay, I'll do it next time. Anyways, I went on, Finger Hut, and I saw, oh, I could get a PlayStation 4. Granted, at what they're selling it for, it's all I could get. But I went, no. I know that there are really good games on there, and I'd love to play them, like Bloodborne and whatnot. But I have my PC. I have Eve. I'm playing League again. I have tons of games I haven't played. The Steam Summer Sale's coming up. There's all different kinds of things. And just walking away from that ability to spend so that you can deal with what you have and not get buried under credit bills. It's really hard. I've heard the horror stories. I really have. About people who have spent up credit cards so badly and they're struggling to survive and they don't understand why they're struggling. They work these really good jobs and they make this much money, and when you find out, they're making $40,000-$50,000 a month, but they're putting out $48,000 a month paying credit card bills and luxuries and all of that. Their budget is completely out of control. And my wife and I, we kind of stand on the edge of that right now. I didn't even look. I got lucky. It's very easy for us to go into that, and I don't want to. I'd rather get my Capital One card paid down, get my Credit One card paid down. I owe a little bit of my PayPal credit because I used it to send money to repay a loan that I had taken out. So I got to get that paid down. I have 6 months to pay that before I get charged any interest. So that won't be too bad. So I'm looking to square everything out as much as possible. I really feel like I should dedicate most of my money right now to my Capital One that I have left over, because my Capital One card is going to start having its interest rate in June. The 6-month promotion is almost over. So starting in June, I'm going to be charged an interest rate, which means a higher minimum payment. I want to try and avoid as much of that as possible, so I want to dedicate a fair amount of my money there. Although my Credit One, to be honest, I think is only a month behind. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do. But as long as I overpay the minimum the minimum payment and don't charge on them, I should be okay. I'd like to get each one down to around $50 before I even consider using them again. And the hard thing about this month is that my car needs an oil change. It really needs an oil change. It's been a couple months since the time has passed that it needs one. It's typically 3 months or 3,000 miles. The Scion says 5 months or 5,000 miles. Well, I've passed the 5-month mark by 2 months now, so I really want to get that done. I don't like it being any longer than that, but I don't know if I'll be able to do it this month, but I'm really going to try to. I am really going to try to get my oil change done this month, so I don't want it to go any longer. Oops. Slow down. Slow down. Now come at me and are you? Fine. Fine, be a jerk. Need to start finding a rest spot soon. It's kind of funny, because my wife and I desperately looking for a place to live, and we're getting rejections, we're getting wait lists, we're getting told no, all over the place, yeah? The weekend that we get told, oh, you guys can stay, somebody contacts us with a room that we can stay in, and even possibly keep our dog. It's $800 a month. In another room, I don't know if they'd allow the dog. I don't know if they would rent it to us, but compared to everything else that's come up, it's a room, includes all utilities, Wi-Fi, cable TV, everything included. $750 a month. The room is 12 foot by 14 foot. It's a big room, and it would be okay for two people space-wise, as long as the person or people that were renting it would be okay with a couple, you know? Well, we could go, we could try, but I really would like to wait for those low-income housings now and actually get our own place, an apartment, a studio, something. You know, something where we're not sharing it with someone. We have a private bathroom. We have all our own private stuff. That's what I really want. And I forgot to talk to good rest spot. I forgot to talk to my wife about this. Now that we have time, I'm wondering about calling the first um, low-income housing that we got approved for, and asked instead of being on their two-bedroom list, because now we're not in an emergency rush, if we can be put on like their studio one-bedroom. It moves slower, considerably slower, but hey, don't do that. The list moves considerably slower, but the two-bedroom is $830 a month. The studio is like 675, 650, which would be much better for us price-wise. So I don't know. Something to think about anyways. Anyways, folks, I know I've been talking about this lots. This is all the stuff that's been happening in my life, and hopefully things will start shifting to other topics now that this is all kind of um, changing and petering out. But it still may be a couple days of commentaries before I fully get off the subject, because I still have more that I just want to get up and out. I don't want to hold on to right now, and it'll make dealing with things easier for me. But that's going to be me done for this episode, folks. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe if you want. Otherwise, this is One Big Bugger. I'm going to be signing out, and I'll see you next time.